We are the Group 4, and welcome to our FGD.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. We are the Group 4, and this is our focus group discussion about the activity 2 entitled Social, Ethical, and Legal Responsibility and Safely in the Use of Technology Tools and Resources. Again, we are the Group 4, or Sabia Carmela, which is ako, it's me, Kalaob Jezabel, Bacchus Mitch, and lastly, Basco Sydney. So, please let's proceed to the learning outcomes. Please next, Mitch. First, the learning outcomes in this activity, which is to demonstrate social, ethical, and legal responsibility and safety in the use of technology tools and resources.
So we will now start with the questions A to E. So first question is, what are social, ethical, legal responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources? Are these important or necessary, and why? So kaninga question must be answered by Talaob and or Sabia. So we will gonna ako answer kanang tunga-tunga lang namo sir para hapsay. So letter B is, what are netiquettes? Is there a way to name them? If so, what are they? Is it essential to learn them, and why? By Basco and Bacchus. So letter C, name copyright and related rights, copyright law, and point out it's important by and it will answered by Bacchus and Ursabia. Next, by Creative Commons, what are they and why is it called Creative Commons? How is it used? And lastly, enumerate digital safety rules by all. Kami tanan mo answer. So we'll now proceed answering the first question, and I will give the floor to you, Ms. Talaob. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carmela. So good afternoon. A good day, Sir Alan. So what are the social, ethical, legal responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources? Are these important or necessary? Why? So according to my research, social, ethical, legal responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources covers digital citizenship and etiquette. So the former refers to appropriate and exemplary behavior in an online environment. So this includes appropriate online etiquette, literacy in how digital technologies work, and understanding of ethics and related law. And the latter is refers to the general rules of correct and polite behavior in social settings. In addition, Christopher McCalvary offers one approach, which is known as the Tech Smart, to guide users in using technological tools and its resources ethically. So T stands for take care of technology equipment. E for explore appropriate and safe sites for learning and research. C for copyright law, fair use, and Creative Commons matter. H is for help prevent cyberbullying. S stands for self-image is important. M make use of netiquette. A always give credit to original source. And R is for remember to be effective, thoughtful, and ethical digital citizens. And T stands for think. So understanding social, ethical, and legal responsibility in using technology tools and resources are very important and necessary due to the fact that there are some users use technology in unethical ways. So with this, it ensures the users to be guided in doing the right thing in dealing with its tools and resources, and most of all, avoiding from unacceptable acts that may lead to threats and harm people. So therefore, as a user, we must use technology tools and its resources in a socially responsible manner. That's all.
Are you done, Kalaob?
Yes, Carmela.
Okay, so it's my turn. So for on my own idea about the social, ethical, legal responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources, for me, these are the the appropriate ways in using the technology, and this serves as our boundaries or having the responsibilities when it comes to using the online platforms or using the technology. The purpose of this is to aid the teaching and the learning. It does not dictate the teaching methods, but it is for the betterment of the learning of the students. So from the word itself, social, ethical, legal responsibilities, so which means there are policies in using the technology tools and resources. It focusing on the online responsibilities, the policy violation consequences. Another is about the copyright law, and lastly is the equal access to all for all. So the ethical and legal use of technology is all about using the websites, and these websites are contain facts and other informations about the topics. And these are the things on how to value liability and the authenticity of a website, because there are some websites are real reliable, and there are some websites are just made by the other people who are not credible enough. So the second question, are these important or necessary, and why? Yes, it is very important, because just like today we experience pandemic, and we are using the technology in teaching, especially that the teachers and students must be have the knowledge what are the appropriate ways in using the technology. And we think the social, ethical, and legal responsibilities for us to be safe, because there are some consequences if ever the students violate these policies. So we must think twice on what we are doing, such as copy and paste any website. So therefore, the main purpose of this is using this in order for us to improve our learning and for the betterment of our understanding of that certain topics. Thank you. So, Bacchus and Dasko, your turn.
Okay, so good afternoon once again, sir. Okay, so letter B, netiquette. So what are netiquettes? Is there a way to name them? If so, what are they? Is it essential to learn them, and why? So first, let us define what is netiquette. So netiquette is a set of rules that it is a set of rules na uh, importance of proper manners and behavior online, and it is a set of do's and don'ts in any social media platforms or electronic technology. So if there's a way to name them, if so, what are they? So unsa may tawag ana nila? So they are rules that must observe proper execution. Is it essential to learn them? Why? So it is very essential to learn them, especially right now since we are kanang we are staying in the world of internet. So that's why we need to know these rules for us to be aware of what are the wrong and right from doing the act, or from clicking from clicking in the internet. So it helps us to be cautious in doing activities that involve on social media or any platforms. And just a click man good, you may hurt or make people happy. So as much as possible, we need to be extra careful of what we disseminate online. Yes. Okay, next. So these are some examples of etiquette. So first is be accurate with truthful information. So the if we spread fake news, enabler na ta sa fake news. So since enabler naman ta, ang katong mga tao nga ato ang gihatagan sa kanang ng information is mutuo, which is wrong, kay ang kana nga gispread nimo nga information is fake siya. So like di siya accurate sa unsay tinuod nga panghitabo. So be careful lang gyud ta no, labi na karon nga there are a lot of scam nga scam text, scam information nga makapabitik or i-clickbait ta para lang mo attain or mo musud ta ana nga butang. Next is the use internet resources morally. So online study resources should be used to support learning, not replace it. So there are 10 commandments of learn ethics. First is you shall not use the internet to harm other people. Of course, the internet use this platform to communicate, to entertain people, but not to harm our kapwa. Like, wala ni gihimo ang internet or wala ni siya gi-create para maka-abuse ka sa isig kataw. Next is you shall not interfere with other people's internet work. For example, anino is hacking, like mag-post ka og mga let's just say status sa Facebook account ana nga tawhana which is dili imuhang account. So that's interfering na sa people's privacy. Next is you shall not snoop around in other people's internet files. Yes, kani usa sad ni siya sa reason nga no manghack ang hacker because kay gusto niya i-deprive ang privacy sa usa ka tawo, which is curious siya kung unsay naa nga account, which is very wrong kay you are stepping on someone's privacy and that's bad and karma will and next is you shall not use the internet to steal. Of course, later on we will be discussing about the copyright or let's just say the plagiarism. Fifth is you shall not use the internet to bear false witness. It connects to sa false information nga imong gina-spread. You shall not copy or use proprietary software for which you have not paid. Kani gihapon nabilong gihapon ni siya sa copyright. Next is you shall not use other people's internet resources without authorization or proper compensation. Of course, diba, thou shall not steal. So, di sa internet code, you should not use other people's internet resources. 8 is you shall not appropriate other people's intellectual output. 9, you shall think about the social consequences of the program you are writing or the system you are designing. Of course, before you design or create a program, ato itimbang-timbangon gid na ang cons and ang pros. So, yeah, be careful again. And lastly is you shall always use the internet in ways that ensure consideration and respect for your fellow humans. And yeah, that's the big in the end of the using the internet or the online world, you should remain respectful to your fellow. Okay, that's the secret in having a peaceful life in internet. So next is respect others as equal. So moto kong gingon, respect. Show a little respect and humbleness online. Even if you are lack of knowledge, just show respect into your writing. That's just being fair to others. And lastly is remember your words are permanent. Be careful with what you post online. Once it's out there, you may not be able to get it back. Anything is possible with information that reaches the internet. It can go viral. Of course, think before you click and think before you post it. Kay you may delete it, but ang mga tao nga nakakita na ato is nag-engrave na to siya sa ilahang mind. Like, dili na to nila malimtan. So, let's all be cautious and respect one another. That would be all.
So, palayo ko balik sa question, Mitch.
Okay.
So, it's my turn. So, good afternoon again, Sir Alan. So, what are the netiquettes? Is there a way to name them? If so, what are they? Is it essential to learn them? Why? Okay. Looking back to my previous learning, netiquette is a composed word, a word from the words not an etiquette. Might as well it's a fine etiquette towards the internet. Etiquette thus describes the rules of conduct for respectful and appropriate communication on the internet. It is also mentioned that etiquettes itself are not legally binding rules, but through that come to my mind was by making every day to be responsible in terms of using social media platform that we can browse using the internet. If I were to name some of the etiquettes, that would be: do not plagiarize, do not engage to cyberbullying, fact to check before resposting, and for last on would be do not invade somebody's privacy. So next we have protect your reputation. So whether in the real or in virtual world, you are the same person. Do only what is appropriate and share information does not harm you as a person. So next we have respect others. So respect begets respect. Treat everyone with respect even if you have not seen him or her in person. So next we have express yourself clearly and use emoticons. Communication online is difficult because emotions are not evident during communication. Miscommunication usually takes place because your facial expression and your body language cannot be seen and the tone of your voice cannot be heard. So next we have remember the intellectual property. So ideas online are products of intelligence of others. So next we have check spelling, grammar, and punctuations. Since your face cannot be seen online, you will be judged according to your post. Good writing means good manners. We do not want to waste other people time reading our posts, which is incomprehensible. So next we have post before you post. Before you post. Take note that whatever you post becomes permanent. Therefore, think twice or thrice before you click send. So next we have do not share your personal information. So sharing your personal information online is like going around the streets wearing a shirt printed with your name, birthdays, address, name of parents. So the last is think about who or what you are representing. As a son or daughter, you represent your family as a student. You represent your school. You do not want your family or school to be put to shame by what you do. So that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much, Basco. So, Miss Kalaob, it's your turn. Letter C. I know. I'm very sorry. Bacchus, Mitch, letter C.
Yeah. So, name, copyright, and related rights, copyright law. So, point out its importance. So, first, let us define. Sorry. Define what is copyright. So, copyright is the exclusive legal right given to an originator or an assignee to print, publish, perform, film, or record literacy, artistic, or musical material, and to authorize others to do the same. So, kani si copyright is mao ni siya ang naghatag og right nga pwede niya nga i-assign or i-authorize ang other nga maka-copy siya sa iyang gibuhat. So mao na siya. Then ang mga related laws ani niya is related laws nga sa copyright law is first is reproduction, mo ni siya ang kapaghatag og right nga para ang kana nga tao is maka-reproduce sa iyang work. Next is adaptation. Ang adapt is ang pag-adapt, or let's just say nagkuha siyang idea sa kana nga art kay para maghimo sad siya og lain, which is authorized na siya. Next is the publication. Kato kung giingon nga nag-authorize ang owner is pwede maka-authorize nga kanang tawhana nga iyang gipili is pwede publicize ang iyang work. And next is the performance, and lastly is the display. So those rights are authorized by the owner. Okay, that would be all.
Okay, thank you so much, Bacchus. So, as what I mentioned a while ago about the copyright laws, in the first compliance of the educational system in the intellectual property right is copyright. So, if we say copyright, these are actually intangible rights granted through Federal Copyright Act to an author or creator of an original work, such as books for the hard copies, and about the electronic files like videos and audio recordings. So for me, copyright is very important because to prevent unauthorized or unacknowledged use, wala na acknowledge ang mga authors, and this copyright is crucial for preserving the value of an author's, academics, or researcher's work. So the related copyright law is, I found it, nakita rin ako siya sa Chapter 7, Limitations on Copyright in an Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, and Republic Act number 8293, which is naa siya sa letter J, and this state that the public display of the original or copy of the work not made by means of a film, slide, television, image, or otherwise on a screen or by means of any other device or process. And it is really provided that either that the work has been published or that the original of the copy has been sold or given away or otherwise transferred to another person by the author, its successor in the title. And this limitation on copyright is important because this copyright protection in the Philippines does not registration. As soon as a work is produced, it receives legal protection. Another is, in the school you cannot post students essays, poems, or other works on the school website unless you have the permission of the students, or if not ay teachers na mangutan if mga yung permiso na mo post ang ato ang video like this, the teacher should ask a permission to us, and as well as our parents and our guardians. And this is really very important because educators should treat copyrighted materials from the internet and the same way they do to print formats dili ra sa verbal kundi na sa hard copies na kuan permission. And the best guideline is to always obtain permission. So that's it. So let's now proceed to letter D. Kindly next slide, Miss Mitch. Thank you.
Okay. So what is meant by Creative Commons, or what are they? Why it's called Creative Commons? How is it used? So according to my research, so Creative Commons is one of the several public copyright licenses that enable the free distribution of an otherwise copyright or work. So a Creative Commons is used when an author wants to give other people the right to share, use, and build upon work that the author, have created. So people who create works that are subject to copyright, like writings or paintings, photos, have the copyright immediately when they create the work. But sometimes they want to work to be available to anyone, but they often don't want someone to take the work, claim it as their own, and then copyright it so no one else can use it. So it gives a standard way for content creators to grant someone else permission to use their work. So Creative Commons is a place where copyright photos, video owners post their licenses and permission for use. Some will let your use to item with no restriction. Some will require you to post your copyright notice. Some won't let you use to commercially. Some want their name posted as created line. So that's all.
Okay, it's my turn. Okay na ka, Basko? Sige, okay. So letter D, what is meant by Creative Commons? What are they? Why is it called Creative Commons and how is it used? So, Creative Commons Creative Commons are public licenses. So, usa ni siya ka organization that has created different kinds of licenses. So, different kinds of licenses. So, so each licenses kay naa sila lahi og work or lahi sila og kana ganing function. So, you can use them to indicate what other people are allowed to do with your work. So, each work is automatically protected by copyright. So, which means that others will need to ask permission from you as the copyright owner. So, according to my research, Creative Commons has six different licenses. So, first one is the double C by. So, it is where people distribute and remix content, even for commercial purposes, as long as they credit the original author. So this type of license needs a credit to the author. Then the second one is the double C by dash SA or SA, which allows people to republish the content. Then the third one is the double C by dash NC, which enables the users to display and remix content in non-commercial settings. So this also, so this work or this kind of licenses can be mixed. Yes, can be mixed. Then the fourth one is the double C by slash ND. It gives people permission to reuse your work even in commercial settings. The fifth one is the double C by slash NC slash dash SA or the SA, where lets people use and modify your work in non-commercial ways. However, they must give you credit and license new creations with identical terms. So, Creative Commons give us permission to use, to share, and remix someone's work. So, natin permission para magamit natin siya and ma-reuse or ma-remix. Mo nga, ang Creative Commons is paano siya, free siya and easy to use. That's all.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So let's now stop because we're running out of time sa Zoom. Di ba, Mitch?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon once again, Sir Alan. Due to limitations of time na kuha na dyan ni Sir naatan dyan ni sa oras. So, we'll now proceed to letter E. The last question is enumerate digital safety. Kami dito tanan mo answer ni Sir. And we decided to have one resources lang. So starting with me or Sabia, Talao, Bacchus, and Basco. So the digit
Are number one is to keep your personal information professional and limited. Second is keep your privacy settings on. And third is practice safe browsing. Next is Talaog.
The fourth one is make sure your internet connection is secure. Fifth, be careful what you download. And the sixth one is choose strong passwords.
And the seventh is make online purchases from secure sites. 8 is be careful what you post.
So 9 is keep your antivirus program up to date. And the last, make online purchases from secure sites.
So that would be all for the focus group discussion or the group activity A to letter E. So we'll now proceed to the next slide, which is the group output. Yay! So the letter A is about designing your own graphic organizers that will showcase your understanding about the topics. And letter B is create and publish posters and digital media promoting digital responsibility and or safety tips. So mangita sa tao kuan pwede ma-share screen nimo backwards atong gibuhat nga para siya kanang template.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. So mao na ni akong nahimo nga kuan kanang nahimo nga graphic organizer. So which is ano man jud to kapangutan na A B C D E. Wait lang. A B C D E. Ano, 5 questions. Oh my god, lutang. So kutanggalon lang di nato ang kuan no. Usa ka box.
Yes, so isig ka side.
Oh. So 1 2 3 4 Naiusa mo ubos sa man. Naiusa sa left side mo yung mga tulo niya duha sa kuan.
Sige lang kay ma-adjust man sa ni kay sa answers na i-kuan, i-type.
Oo.
Tungod sa answer.
Mo sa inyohang answers guys sa GC para atong effects atong mga ideas no ano ni atibotang sa group output. Then sa poster na nakuan mo no. Nakasend naman ko sa GC, more na to siyang template.
Yes, this one. This is for
Wala.
the poster. Blank.
Title. Sir. Sige. More sana ato ang ikuan na to karong adlaw. Okay, so we'll now send our answers sa atong GC practice na nato guys ha. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Yay! Wala na ta. So, bale, magbuhat na ta sa concept ay sa graphic organizer or poster. So, see you in the next live. Oh. See you next time, guys. See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Everyone.